Hi, it's Marnix here. Today looks like it's going to be well, it already is, a rainy day. But I wanted to try and get a video just to show what it's like inside and under the race hood here in my DFxl Velomobile. So, just going to enjoy a ride, and I'll just chat along the way. Okay. With the race hood on, it actually gets a little bit noisier inside the Velomobile. Normally you don't notice it when the race hood is off. The Velomobile can be quite quiet. But of course everything echoes around about inside. But I quite like it. On a day like today when it's raining, it doesn't stop me from getting out and enjoying my bike ride. And I can even have my laptop and different things inside because it's dry enough to know that it's not going to get wet. Just getting over the bumps here. Now you'll hear the indicator. Now I've seen several other videos, and their visors tend to fog up on the Velomobile, or otherwise if they leave them open, they still get splashes of rain coming through. One of the reasons I'm wearing these goggles is that I find that if I go hard out and get a lot of exercise, I also get a bit of fog on my visor. So I like to open it up every now and then, and that's when these goggles just sort of stop the raindrops and stuff from hitting my eyes. And it's pretty wet out there. I would argue and say it's pouring, but as you can see, I'm only getting like maybe every now and then a little droplet coming through. If I was on my bike right now, I'd be drenched. But I can tell you that right now I'm going about 41 kilometers an hour, but what I'm doing now is I'm just using my throttle. This means I don't actually have to pedal. It drains the battery a little bit quicker, but you can still get a long way on it. I seem to cruise at about 40 to 43 kilometers an hour, but what I'm hoping to do is to change the front chain ring to a 52 tooth. That way I should be able to average about 50 kilometers an hour. Now I've got no problems at all seeing through my visor at the moment, even though it's raining pretty hard out there. It is also a little bit windy out there, and that's probably what's forcing some of the droplets through. When I've got my headlights on and my rear light, they seem to last for several days before I have to recharge them. Fortunately, I've got a little charger for them, and it only takes a couple of hours before they're ready to go again. But using the throttle as well as my pedaling, I get a much quicker acceleration. Just now I just come through a roundabout, I had to stop. But taking off again is not particularly difficult. In a Velomobile you sit quite low to the ground, so sometimes you got to sit up a little bit to see some of the things you need to see, just for safety. Of course there's lots of different Velomobiles, and some are more suited to city traffic. Now I just got a very slow cyclist in front of me all of a sudden, and it's not safe for me to pass this person. I'm just gonna take it easy until she has a chance to move over to the left. Just adjusting my mirror a little bit so I can see when the coast is clear and then I can pass. Here comes my chance now. Excellent. I feel a bit sorry for that cyclist. The weather's not ideal for biking right now. guess you're not really fussed about getting wet and stuff, and cold. Fantastic. The weather has calmed down a little bit. It's not as rainy anymore. Yeah, maybe a little bit too much for my likings. Just a little bit. I might stop here so I can show you what it sort of looks like inside. Let's see if I can take this off. And that's me looking out. You can see that I'm starting to fog up a bit now that I'm not doing anything. There's no air coming in. I'll just open this up a bit. I've kept the camera inside on purpose because I've got it plugged up into my laptop, providing the extra power. I might carry on for a bit and see where we get to. You can see on the camera that I can move my head and look right around and see what's going on, and I can even lean forward quite a bit. It's even possible that in New Zealand, on a tricycle like this, or a velomobile as this is called, you may not even need to wear a helmet legally. But I like wearing one anyway, because it's safer. My son and I went up this particular path, which you probably can't see anyway, and he pretty much took the whole way without pedaling at all. And interestingly, my daughter, who's only 8 at the moment, she's able to ride the velomobile too this way. I only let her do that in like parks and places like that. But I am curious to see how easy it is to ride the velomobile through some fairly tricky little paths with tight corners and pedestrian crossings and various. Now I'm riding this completely unassisted. It actually hasn't made much difference to me, and I don't feel the change in weight that much because I usually carry a bit of stuff anyway. I usually have my backpack that has some bits and pieces in it, and so the little bit of extra weight that the e-assist has made hasn't really been something I notice in the kind of distances that I travel. It might be more noticeable if I do really long distance stuff. But the longest I've gone so far is about 110 kilometers in one go. Out of interest, at the end of that ride I still had half a battery left, possibly more than half, and I averaged about 35k an hour. Not bad considering it was a fairly hilly type ride. I actually thought I'd do a video like this where you can see me. And most of my videos I show you what I see, but I got inspired a little bit by guys that I see on the internet a lot, like John and Saukki. John is of course from VeloAds, and Saukki is, well, he's Saukki. I'm probably saying their names wrong, or at least Saukki's one. But hopefully you'll forgive me for that, Saukki. I'll try and pronounce it better as I hear you pronounce your name more often. A lot of people have asked me if, you know, how much space there is inside one of these, like once you've got the race hood on, and it's also another reason why I wanted to make a video like this. Now, I personally don't get claustrophobic at all. When I'm sitting in here, I can see everything that I want to see, and in fact I kind of enjoy it more because of course on a day like today I don't get wet. I've got another obstacle and I'll show you what I mean. Let's see if I can show you anyway. Try and do it with one hand. So you can see these sort of pedestrian, I guess it stops cars and stuff from coming onto the path. I'll try and hopefully you can sort of see that. I'll do it with one hand. Might be a bit tricky. Now I can actually go through the red bars with my flag, but I want to see if I can go right around it. Yep, not a problem. Alright. Yeah, so you get a lot of those sort of things, and of course a bike is a normal bicycle. When I'm on that, it's far more manoeuvrable around tight corners. But you can see, well, I feel anyway, that in this Velomobile I can still do pretty much everything, any kind of bike path, just sometimes a little bit slower. But of course on flat, straight roads, and there's a lot of them here in Blenheim, I go a lot faster than the average cyclist. True, you'd have those really fit, fast cyclists and they'll beat me. But of course, if I was that fit and that strong, potentially I would go faster too. Well, I've got this bike path pretty much to myself, and I'm not surprised. A lot of cyclists won't enjoy going out on a rainy day like today. But of course, in a Velomobile, that doesn't matter because you're covered and, well, the rain is pretty much gone. I'm definitely still getting used to what sort of gears I need to be in for different gradients. But, you know, with practice I figure I'll get better at that and I'll be able to judge something reasonably well. I've got a small slit in the visor at the moment, just to let a bit of fresh air in, hopefully to stop this kind of fogging happening behind me here. It's not raining too hard right now, so I'm not really too worried about it. I'm riding most of this without using the electric assist. In fact, obviously anything that's flat you don't really need it. Anything that's downhill you definitely don't need it. It's only up hills every now and then where you might want it, and even then you don't need it. It's just a nice to have. I prefer going up a hill at about 25 or maybe even more kilometers per hour, rather than the sort of 8 to 10 that I was getting using just lower gears. Same amount of effort, just faster speeds. Because of course the thrill is going down the hill afterwards, and that's where a Velomobile is just fantastic. In one of my videos you'll see that I go about 82 kilometers per hour down a hill, and I've seen guys on videos going much faster than that, and I believe it too. I didn't feel like I was going very fast at the time when I was doing that when I was recording that video, but it just shows how effortlessly it can get to those kind of speeds. That was me pretty much just rolling down a hill. Got another interesting one. I won't do this one with just one hand. This one looks a little bit trickier. Oh, actually it was easy. I love that acceleration. A little bit careful. Of course, when you're trying to do tricky stuff, you don't want the electric assist turning on, because it will try and push you forwards really fast. I've got my visor right open now because the rain is pretty much gone. I've boosted, I've got a bit of flat ground here. No one in front of me. Not that I'm going anywhere in particular. I just like doing it. Oh, I'll show you something else. So what I've found is, even when I'm inside the Velomobile, if I want to stop somewhere and do stuff, it's actually quite possible. I'll stop here for a second. Let's say, for example, I want to take off my helmet. This is one of the things I wanted to know, whether it was possible when I was looking into getting a Go One Evolution. difficult to find videos on them, there's not many around. But you can see that you can pretty much just fit in there and get it done. In fact, it would be even easier if I just leaned down a bit. Oh, my helmet's coming apart. I guess that's the joys of having a very old helmet. I did take the front sun little visor that was on the helmet off, and that's partly because when I wanted to turn around like this to see out the back or whatever, it would sort of get in the way and knock into the race cap, and I didn't like that. And the other thing that I can do if I wanted to is pull my laptop out. I can have it in here, do a bit of work or whatever, watch a video, edit a video, anything like that. And even though it'd be raining, it's perfectly okay in there. It'd have to be raining pretty hard with a lot of wind to start coming in. One of my videos over here shows rain coming in through this part here on the outside, and all I did on that occasion was I just pulled my hoodie over, and that stopped the rain. It was only because I was parked somewhere. Well, I say parked, I had to stop at traffic lights, and it was a very, very windy day, a very rainy day. I guess I'll carry on for a bit. Here comes an interesting little challenge. Let me see if I can show you. So you can see here, this is made for, of course, for bicycles. And the challenge here really, if I hadn't gone up on this black gravel, is the tightness of the turn. This DFxl has about a turning radius of about 8 meters, so I think I'm going to have to take that quite wide. See how we go. Might even go over that black stuff if it doesn't work, but unfortunately I don't think I can do that with just one hand. I have to do that with 2 hands. We're good to go anyway. Always reverse. Answer the phone. Quite easily made that turn. Let's carry on. Delicious, I love bananas. End of the road here for the cycle path. Turn around somewhere. I don't know this road very well. I can make a U-turn. Of course he's going to park right in front of us, I can see. Just following the path back and then do something else. When I first started looking for Velomobiles, or just anything that would keep me dry while I was riding, other than rain jackets of course, my favourite one was called the Go One Evolution. And in there, clear see-through cover all the way around you. eventually that would get very, very hot like a greenhouse. And I really didn't have a way, other than taking the lid right off, of keeping it cool. I did have, the one I saw anyway, had little slide windows on the side. Not sure how effective they would have been, but I still like the looks of them as well. Another one that I looked at was the Lever Cargo. Of course, it was able to transport a lot of stuff, and that was quite appealing to me. But what I've got instead is, when I need to transport stuff, I can hook on a bicycle trailer onto this, and then, you know, well then I'm a slow bicycle, but I can drag all the stuff around with me. And when I want to be a nice fast tricycle, I obviously have it out like I have now with no trailer on it. As yet, the boot space that I've got in the back of the Velomobile is more than enough. You take a little bit of stuff, like a day pack, and often I'll take my basketball as well. Some of the other Velomobiles I considered were the Mango Sport and the Quest. The Lever Extreme, the Orca. Unfortunately, that one at the time I don't think was being made for any country other than the Netherlands. Well, I might have to just reverse a little bit. I also considered the Wild Velomobile. That looked actually very appealing to me. They have a very good look about them. But for me, I guess what did it was, I speak a little bit of Dutch, and so it helped me just to understand and get the process rolling. And I could read the websites. Mind you, they were in English as well, so I used that a lot as well. I'll show you something else. With those bars, how I went around it last time, you can actually go underneath. So I can clear up this dust. Now that flag that I have will bend enough. So you can see what I mean. You've got to have a nice bendy flagpole, and then you can just avoid, well, you can just go straight through the little obstacles like that. Have a quick look. Yep, no problem at all. I've got a person who's stopping to have a look at them. Let's return the favour, right? We'll do this. So now we're even. Okay. Shall we give him the horn? I'll do that. That was funny. They're videoing me, so I thought I'd video them. Hopefully you see this and you go, oh, I remember that day. Now normally I would stop and chat with people like that. But because it's a bit rainy, I'm not too keen on getting out. This video, I'm getting a lot of people looking at me and giving me thumbs up and stuff. But they're pulling over on the side of the road. The way I see them is, I'm not the hazard. I'm not just on a bike lane. I try and be as little of a hazard as possible. And now we're just onto the normal road. Go find another bike path somewhere. It's my first cyclist. And the weather isn't too bad, I guess. I put the camera in a different place. Unfortunately, where it is, it'll probably be quite noisy from the wind, but it might give you a better perspective of what it's like sitting inside and under the race hood. Better leave that up or you won't be able to see me. Hello? Oh, I don't want to get out of my Velomobile. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, well I'm gonna carry on cruising around and making videos. Right, sorry about that. Time to carry on. It's probably pretty windy for the microphone out there at the moment. But hopefully you can hear me anyway. Unfortunately, doing this right turn, I have to give way to everyone. Here comes my chance, I think. Slow cyclists in front of me, but it's all good. I'll let them be. This is very relaxing for me. I'm almost doing nothing at all. Smells a bit like someone's got a fire on. Well, I had a quick look at the video that I took earlier today, and I could see that in some of it it's very hard to get the contrast right. So I'm trying to get the camera a little bit closer to myself, and then hopefully I don't look like some sort of glowing light being. It's also starting to get a little bit darker outside, so hopefully that will remove a bit of the contrast as well. And I'm hoping that with this kind of shot you can much better see how much space there is inside underneath the race hood. See, I can look both ways, like this and like this, and see right around me. There's plenty of space, and it's a little bit drizzly out at the moment. But even on the day, even when it's like this, I prefer being inside the Velomobile under the race cap, staying dry. Rather than being getting wet. The Velomobile has a light just inside that can be velcroed on. I'm not sure what the best place for that would be. We'll give that a go and see how that goes. Maybe now I'm back to being some sort of shining being. I've been trying to say in a lot of these videos, what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to achieve is to obviously get faster speeds, but with comfort. At the moment, my cruising speed, so when I'm just riding with no real effort, I seem to go about 40 to 43 kilometers per hour. And I think that that's a little bit too easy, because after that, even though I could push more power with my muscles, my cadence goes too high. So I'm definitely thinking of getting a 52 tooth chain ring, and that way I should be able to get an average speed of about 50 kilometers per hour. You can probably hear the noise inside. And it is a little bit noisier when you have the race cap on, but you kind of get used to it. And you kind of start tuning it out. And I don't think it's so loud that you couldn't have a little stereo system or something playing some music. I haven't tried yet, so I'll give that a go at some stage. There goes the light. Haven't really got a proper spot for it. I might just hold it. Just basically doing little laps around my neighbourhood while I'm talking to you guys. I've also been looking into the pinion gearbox, which I think may just fit inside this, but I need to really get a hold of one so I can properly measure it out. Or maybe make up a mock-up shape just to see if all the dimensions would fit in there. And of course that I can then write it afterwards. Now I've got all my lights on, so I'm actually quite visible to other cars. They can easily see me. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how much space is inside under the race hood. When I was looking at Velomobiles, and especially these ones, the DFs and the Quest and various other ones like it, the WOW, I always wondered how much space was really available once you're in there, and whether you could wear a helmet inside comfortably, because they looked so small. But now that I have one, I can tell you, you can comfortably wear a helmet underneath one. Well, I can anyway. Well, I hope you enjoy this video, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I can get some better videos out soon. I might show you the lights while it's dark outside, and of course where you've seen what it looks like for me, though it's starting to fog up a little bit now that I'm not getting the air movement through. And I'll just take it outside so you can have a look up there as well. And there you can see the light shines. And see how the back looks there like that. that's me just sitting in there.